Yo, YouTube, what's going on? You already know who it is, your boy Cray, and yes, I know, we babyface. We babyface. I decided to shave the beard for no particular reason whatsoever. Just wanted a little change of pace. I might grow it back, might not, but that doesn't matter, okay? That's not why we're here today. Today we are here to cover Dahlia in your Cray's World official pro guide. Okay, now I do want to give you guys that disclaimer. This is based off of my own opinion of how Dahlia should be played. Okay, you might play her a different way, and that's totally fine. You're subject to your own opinion and you're subject to your own playstyle. But this is, again, how I feel Dahlia should be played. So if you end up enjoying this, all the wonderful stuff, hit the like button. I would appreciate that so much. Drop a sub for more Rogue Company content to come in the future. And comment down below what you guys think of Dahlia so far in the Rogue Company meta. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into this. So Dahlia is a little bit different. Okay, actually she's a lot bit different in regards to typically how I rock out with my pro guide. So typically I kind of assign the rogue a play style, or I mean, of course, they already have a premeditated play style, right? That's assigned to them by the developer, and I kind of support that or refute that, whatever the case may be. Dahlia can be played one of two ways. She has a little bit of a duality going on, okay? She can be played as a support character or as an aggressive character, and I'll cover both of those models today. So kind of starting off with her abilities, okay? You can't read the passive here. Let me move this real quick. Okay, now we can kind of read the passive. Ignore the activate Windows thing. We'll get there one day. But anywho, her ability, okay? So she has danger close. She can link with an ally for the duration of the round, and when that ally is down, you can reactivate the ability to immediately revive that linked teammate, okay, as long as you're within a 30-meter proximity. So think about Saint's drone with that respective teammate, okay, and then her passive buddy system, she inherits the linked ability or the linked passive ability of who she links with. That's a lot of linkage for the duration of the round, okay. So if we are using Dahlia, hold on, I want to put myself back in the corner. All right, there we go, cool. If we are using Dahlia from a support standpoint, I would say we want to link Dahlia with somebody like Saint or Dallas, okay? So Saint's passive ability is whenever Saint pulls a revive off, the person that's revived and Saint get a little health boost, okay? I believe it takes you to 80 out of 100 health right after that revive for Saint and the person that got revived. This is great for Dahlia because if you use her ability, the link close ability, and you get that teammate up, now that teammate has 80 health and you have 80 health at least. Like imagine if you're in a gunfight, we're fighting it out right here, boom, boom, boom. I'm kind of weak. I'm down to 20 health because I keep peeking this shot. I res my homie right here. The moment my homie gets up, I get the health boost. Now I'm back in 100 and this person right here is already weak. So I can go ahead and I can finish that person off. You see what I'm saying? Very useful in that regard. I say Dallas as a link would be awesome as well because once you get a knock, if you guys do not know, Dallas's passive ability is whenever Dallas downs an opponent, Dallas gets his primary ability back, which is snaps the finger and he can reveal the closest enemy to him. Okay, so Dahlia paired with that passive ability, let's say Dallas gets knocked, right? So I use my link close ability, get Dallas back up, I get a knock. I get my link close ability back again. So like, let's say my teammate Dallas got knocked again. I have the ability to utilize at my disposal. As long as I continue getting knocks, I continue to refresh my ability so I can get Dallas back up. And now, of course, Dallas has to be behind cover or has to be in a safe space for the res to that finish, or else Dallas is going to get thirsted. He's out of here, right? But I do think one of those two characters is really nice for the support role. Now, if we're thinking aggressive, we want to look more along the lines of Lancer, Ronin, Glitch, or Anvil. Now, I know that's a handful, okay? But check this out. If we're rocking Lancer, we all know Lancer's passive ability. One of the most annoying ones to fight in the game. Whenever Lancer barrel rolls, Lancer gets to reload the weapons automatically. Whatever weapon she has in her hand, she barrel rolls and that weapon is reloaded, okay? If you're playing Dahlia aggressively, now by aggressively I mean I'm in people's face, right? Boom, boom, boom. I barrel roll right here. Now I have a full clip to take out that next opponent. Boom. Okay, I barrel roll, full clip. Barrel roll, full. You guys get it, right? You guys have seen my Lancer Pro guide. If you haven't yet, check that out following this video, okay? The reason why I say Ronin is a good link as well is because Ronin's passive ability is she is immune to being spotted on the map. So Talon throwing the Talon dart on the wall, it's not detecting Ronin. Ronin is completely under the grid. This is great for aggressive play because let's say Talon darted right here, you know what I mean? And the enemy team is all back here. And this is smoke screened up right here or something of that nature. I can move through that smoke screen completely undetected because I'm linked with Ronin and I have Ronin's passive ability. Now I can surprise somebody. I can get a quick knock or two, so on and so forth. Okay, you know, pretty useful. I say link with Glitch because Glitch's passive ability is Glitch can see traps or enemy traps placed around the map. Okay, so like if there's a Ronin dart on the other side of this wall right here, and I'm covered behind this wall, knowing if I come around here, boom, it's going to blow up. I'm gone, right? I can see that through the wall. I'll be able to see that if I'm linked with Glitch, because again, that's Glitch's passive ability. Okay, very, very useful for aggressive fights. Very, very useful for evading traps and things of that nature. Okay. Or like, let's say there's an anvil behind the wall, barricaded up, and I had no idea. I came around here, anvil destroyed me with the LMG, game over. Instead, I can see anvil has this little barricade behind the wall right here because I'm linked to Glitch. You know, makes sense, right? Makes sense. And then lastly, again, I will link with anvil because anvil, gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head. Now that his ability has changed, he used to be immune to everything, right? He used to be immune to flashbangs, anything that would slow him down, like a tear gas grenade, things of that nature. I cannot recall off the top of my head what all he's immune to now. I know they nerfed that ability. He's only immune to, I want to say, slowdowns and maybe flashbangs now. I could be completely wrong. Do not quote me on that. But still, imagine if you, like, let's say for the sake of this video, you're not immune to the slowdowns, okay? And you're linked with anvil. Somebody throws a tear gas grenade. You're not going to be slowed down because of that now. So we're just running through it. Or let's say Trench drops his barbed wire. You're not immune to that anymore because you're not slowed down. Don't quote me on that though. Do not quote me on that. I can't recall if that's a thing or not. Just full transparency. But I want to say you're not immune to that either in that regard. So again, anvil is good to link to because there is no slowdown. You know, you can go ahead and push right through that. So to kind of shift gears and move on to what perks, what things should we be prioritizing for Dahlia, okay? Let's talk from a support realm first and foremost. Let's talk perks from a support realm. Lifeline, gotta rock Lifeline, okay? This is so vital, so vital because again, you're going to revive your teammates so much faster and their health regen is going to start immediately. Okay, like let's say you're paired with a Saint. Imagine Lifeline on top of being paired with the Saint and Saint's passive ability. You guys are going to be back to 100 health without any issue, without any hesitation whatsoever. Okay, another perk I would probably prioritize is Cloaked. Again, because you don't want to be revealed by an enemy, especially if you're playing support. If you're facing a team and that team is well aware you're playing Dahlia from a support standpoint and they find out where you are, they're going to try to get rid of you so you can't pull a quick res. So you can't pull a quick whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to try to wipe you out. They're just going to try to get rid of you in an entirety. So these are two perks I would definitely prioritize, and then you have to prioritize a smoke grenade as well. Again, you want to lay some type of suppression so you can go in there and you can revive teammates. Let's say you're linked with somebody, that teammate gets knocked. You can drop a smoke grenade on them and then you can use your ability and get that person back up. Maybe unscathed, maybe not, depends on how well the other team is. But the fact of the matter is you have given your teammate the best chance to successfully be revived in that regard, okay? Now, if we're looking at it from an aggressive standpoint, obviously you want to go frag grenade. I still would prioritize Cloak to a degree because if you're rushing in, a Dallas can snap his finger and find you, right? So Cloaked is still very, very useful in that regard. Tenacity is very, very useful so you don't run into a C4 and get clapped. Or if you run into a ballistic knife, you can survive that ballistic knife. You know what I'm saying? But probably one of the biggest ones I would prioritize, especially with Dahlia, because typically if you're running aggressively with Dahlia, you're using objection, okay? Replenish will save your life. You can literally hold down the trigger and clap 2 to 3 people without even second guessing. You know what I mean? Like it's just so useful in that regard. So that's what I would do in terms of perk prioritization. Did I say that word right? Prioritization. I think I said it right there. I would look at it that way. So again, aggressive, we're rocking Replenish, we're rocking Cloaked and Tenacity. Support, prioritizing Lifeline, and we're prioritizing Cloak. Shredder rounds, Yes and no. You know, maybe if you're facing an anvil and anvil just continues to block your pathway and you're just getting pissed off by it, you know, maybe shredder rounds, but I'm not really too worried about that. Same thing for stalker. I'm not really too worried about those two perks. These four right here are priority depending on if you're playing support or aggressive. Now, let's talk about Dahlia's weapons, her primary weapons, okay? Two night and day weapons. You got objection and you got the MXR, okay? Objection and SMG has the highest fire rate in the entire game, but in terms of SMGs lays the least amount of damage per bullet, okay? Then you have the MXR. This thing can 3-tap anybody from any distance. So I want to give you guys some examples real quick. So let's rock out with the I can't talk today, guys. Bear with me. Let's rock out with the objection. Okay, we're not going to upgrade it at all. So this is just what we look like with the objection. This is within 10 meters. That's to the body and to the head. 7 bullets puts them down. So 1, okay, totally butchered that. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bullets right to the head. They're done. 10 meters. This is the way to go. Okay, if we're playing aggressive, if we're playing Dahlia aggressive, you almost have to rock objection. You see how fast you can kill somebody, especially when you're within that 10-meter radius. Now, where things start to get a bit dicey, okay, this is a catch-22 because objection at distance. So if we're focusing on this person at 20 meters right here, if you're landing all crits, yes, they still go down relatively easy. But I don't know if you noticed what happened right there. The bloom spread with this thing gets so wide. If you lay on the trigger, I kind of just got ahead of myself there, but if you lay on the trigger, that bloom spread gets so wide and your opponents are not going to be standing there idly. They're going to be strafing a little bit. They might give you a little crouch spam, things of that criteria. So the fact of you hitting all crits from 20 meters away, I don't think that's really going to happen. That's not a realistic scenario. Okay, so typically you're going to do a lot of body. Okay, now 20 meters is still okay. It's okay. You have to make your opponent miss a couple bullets at 20 meters. Now what you could do is you could tap fire. See, I tap fired that entire time and it made my bloom spread tighten a bit. It didn't allow it to get as wide. That's something you could definitely do, okay? But 30 meters, that's when you begin to kind of lose things. Again, you have to really tap fire that at 30 meters. I just tap fired there. Now, if I just hold and spray, yeah, not going to happen. You're going to get put down by anybody with an AR or DMR at that point in time. So 30 meters, this thing is not going to happen, let alone 40 meters. Oh, you are praying. Again, if you kind of tap fire, you can get the job done. But you see how long it took me to put down whoever that was at 40 meters? Like, that's just not going to happen. So you have to put yourself in a situation where I would say you are no further than 15 meters away from an opponent. You have to put yourself in that situation to where you are in that, again, 15 meters or less range. So you can just pop up, you can take them out, do a little barrel roll, land crits, and get them out of here. Okay, and I say 15 very loosely. 15 is still a gray area because you can get outgunned by a lot of people, especially if they're rocking an SMG. Pretty much anything else like an SLC that belongs to Ronin or Scorch or Lancer with her 24S, like, you will probably lose that gunfight at 15 meters in all honesty. But if you want your best chance, yes, 15 or less. In a perfect world, 10 or less. You want to set up those scenarios to do so, okay? Now let's take a peek at the DMR here. Now the DMR for her is very interesting. Why? Let me show you. Reload. Doo-doo-doo. So, I don't know if you guys realize, I know aim was terrible, shooting kind of slow, things of that nature. But this DMR can 3 crit from any distance, okay? Beyond 40 meters, I don't think so. I think there is a bit of damage fall off, but the fact of the matter is you can 3-tap somebody at 40 meters. Oh my gosh. Now, this is typically the way to go for the support role, okay? If you're rocking support, you're not going to be within 10 meters of an enemy unless you get flanked or caught off guard, right? But if you're good support, you're not going to let anybody get within 10 meters of you, okay? That's just the reality of the situation. Now, using this baby in that 20 to 30 meter range, lining up those crits. Oh my gosh, I can't shoot worth anything today, but lining up those crits, even if you go to the body, that's still 4 body shots. That is plenty of opportunity to get a knock. Or if your teammate already has that person down 1 shot, you come out of cover, you know what I'm saying? Come out of cover, put that bullet on them, go back into cover. Whatever the case may be, just playing that support role, this DMR is clean. It is clean. Now, I will even go as far as to say you can use this in a semi-aggressive setting, okay? Not completely aggro. You're just not going to be in somebody's face, talk about some ha ha ha. Like, that's just not going to happen. Oh my goodness, I just picked up his pistol. Whatever. Like, that's just not going to happen. But if for whatever reason you do get in a close situation, just make sure that headshot is lined up and put them down as quick as you can and kind of create some more separation in regards to that gunfight. You know what I'm saying? Drop back a little bit, whatever, because this is where you're strongest with this DMR. Again, 3-tap potential, 4 to the body, they're out of here, okay? This is the route you're going to go for support. No doubt in my mind, okay? And again, it only gets better as you upgrade these weapons. Upgrade 1, increase mag size. 2, damage range. 3, suppress firing, and it reduces the recoil. For the objection, upgrade 1 reduces recoil. Upgrade 2, reload speed increase. And upgrade 3, damage range is increased and firing is suppressed. So again, objection for aggro. For support / semi-aggro, the MXR is going to be your go-to. Now, some things I don't quite see with Dahlia players when it comes to support role, kind of building off what I just mentioned, is whenever a Dahlia typically is playing support, at least what I've seen, they're afraid to get their hands dirty. You know, they're afraid to play a little bit more semi-aggro, okay? Just like how I just mentioned, being able to kind of get up in the grit of things. You know, if you got a teammate knocked here and there's a couple guys weak, being afraid to kind of pop out and finish those guys off. You know what I'm saying? Typically, that kind of Dahlia would just stay back behind cover, wait for their teammates to respawn if it's strikeout, or if it's demolition, just stay back and play really slow. No, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, because again, if you're running support, more times than not, you're rocking out with her DMR. You know, if you're rocking the SMG playing support, you got to go back to the drawing board. I'm not even going to lie to you there. You got to go back. You just do. You just do. So, again, this DMR, 3-tap potential, 4 taps to the body as long as you hit your shots. Like, that is a fast enough TTK to be competitive in a semi-aggro playstyle or semi-aggro environment, okay? Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Don't be afraid to be the cleanup crew. Roll out here, get some DMR shots, boom, 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 keep rolling. Clutch the round, or if you're playing strikeout, clean up that last person or two. You know what I mean? Just don't be afraid to do that. Now, one thing I don't really see from aggressive Dahlia players is I don't see them barrel stuffing, okay? Now, I know that is totally counterintuitive to what this game is, but hear me out here, hear me out. Dahlia's SMG, like I mentioned earlier, has the worst range of any SMG, right? Still decent, but the worst range of any SMG, the highest fire rate, and the least amount of damage per bullet. Okay, so for you to be effective with this SMG, the most effective, you have to be within a 10-meter range, 15-meter range at the worst, right? We went ahead and we established that already. Okay, you have to be in a position where you can barrel stuff, right? Are you going to get knocked? Probably. You probably will get knocked, but as an aggressive Dahlia, your objective should be to take down at least 1 to 2 people with you. Okay, now I'm not saying always fly into stupid situations. Like if it's a team of 4 right here, don't fly in here trying to get that 1 knock. Like, be smart, but know if it's a team of 2, your best bet to winning that fight is to barrel stuff. That's your best bet to winning that fight, is to get in somebody's face or to be close enough where lining up those crit shots is not difficult, okay? Because every meter counts with this objection SMG. Every meter away from this person you are, the worse that bloom is going to come in and the harder it's going to be to land all crits. Your best bet is to land all crits, to barrel stuff. You know what I mean? Strafe shot a little bit. I know that was a terrible representation of what I'm trying to say, But you guys get the point. You want to be in that person's face, because even if you can't crit and you go all body, look how quick people drop. Again, highest faster rate. What the heck, guys? Forget my verbatim today. I'm struggling. But the highest fire rate, okay, of any SMG. Use that to your advantage. Use it, please. I beg you. And ladies and gentlemen, that is all that I have for you in regards to this Dahlia Pro Guide. Again, to wrap up everything, she can be used one of two ways. Just know, whichever way you choose to use Dahlia, you have to completely commit to. If it's the support, rock out the DMR. Go ahead and grab Cloak, grab Lifeline, right? And commit to that role. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty if need be, okay? And if you're playing aggressive, grab Objection, grab Replenish, still grab Cloaked. You know what I'm saying? Grab Tenacity. Get in people's faces, barrel stuff, get them out of here, and commit to that. Now, I know your ability won't be as useful because you probably will get knocked a lot, but the fact of the matter is you made that commitment, you have to play that role, okay? So keep that in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. I hope it was helpful. I will have more guides coming in the near future. Until then, your boy Cray is out. Peace and love, and I will catch y'all all in the next video.